Hello, welcome back to my channel. Feels like a welcome back for me too. I had to take a really long break from the internet. I was getting a little overwhelmed with the world, and I just took some time for myself to recenter and get back into a good mind space. But over the past couple weeks, since I've made any videos, done anything really online, I've done a lot of garden prep. You can see behind me, this is my indoor greenhouse setup, and I got my second and smaller one set up just yesterday. So I've got trays in both. I'll go over some of that in a second. But today I wanted to start a couple more seeds with you because I think I would like more bell pepper plants started. I have quite a few, and I usually grow a ton of variety of peppers, like upwards of 10, sometimes 15 varieties. And I try all my kind of staple types, 3 or 4 types of jalapenos, 6 or 7 different types of bell peppers, and then a variety of spicy peppers. This year I'm keeping that to a minimum, mainly sticking with one type of jalapeno, the Craig's Grande. I might even have an early jalapeno, kind of a regular version. My Bueno Mulata purple spicy peppers, I love those peppers. My red cayennes, my orange cayennes, and then I have a number of bell peppers I'm trying this year. That's where my kind of variety and testing things out is coming in this year, in my bell pepper varieties. My go-to 100% of the time, now my kind of tried and true absolute favorite is the Yellow Monster, this one. I will definitely never not grow this at this point. This is my most prolific and well, kind of high quality bell pepper. In the past, I've tried a lot of different kind of classic, the California Wonder. They don't really perform very well. When they do develop peppers, they're smaller. They take even longer than these giant ones, which you would think bigger fruit takes longer to develop. But these start large, keep growing larger, and then change color at a reasonable pace as the smaller ones. So if I can get a bigger pepper and they can change color, which often I pick them green anyways, I mean, it's the same process, same amount of time, but much, much larger fruit. So that's where I am this year. I'm going for large bell peppers. Want to find at least one more favorite to accompany my must-have Yellow Monster bell pepper. Okay, I'm gonna create some labels and get this going. While I'm working, I want to share some of the things I've been up to over the past few weeks that are not gardening related. Some of them are gardening related. And some of the things I have done, some I want to do. This is kind of the year of moving some things around, trying new things. I have some New Year's resolutions that I think are totally attainable, things that I've been doing in the background and I never talk about. So while I love to talk about gardening, there's definitely other things that I like to do in my free time. And I think it's a fun thing to share. My goal this year was to try 2 different types of kind of arts and crafts that I've never done before and do it pretty consistently, kind of build it into something, somewhat of a skill rather than just kind of a little hobby. And one of the things that has really taken is miniatures. So I got a dollhouse that I have started to decorate. I started with the kitchen, and I have some little furniture things I've gotten, mostly from Michael's, and like starting with pre-made things to learn how to scale different parts of the room, see how it all fills in. Are things too large? Are things too little? And I really enjoy it. I've really enjoyed the process of kind of learning how to do it. I painted some of the walls. I've done 2 different types of flooring, one in the bedroom, one in the kitchen. And I kind of am using this house as kind of the testing different types of and methods of kind of miniatures. You know, purchasing, DIYing it, all that good stuff. And something I kind of would never have done if I wasn't just giving myself random goals. And then the couple of things I want to do over the next couple weeks. So around this time, I definitely get into kind of a garden planning mode. Obviously, I'm starting plants and having to come in here every day, every other day, turn on lights, turn off lights, water plants, do all that good stuff. But I really need to, I've been out in my garden somewhat tending to the garlic that's still in my soil out there. We've gotten a ton of snow, way more than we normally do for this region. So that's caused me to kind of go out there, check on it, break up the snow to try to get it to melt a little bit better. But a couple things that I want to do out in my garden space is, besides I've been tending to the garlic and making sure things are kind of going well, I really need to top off my garden beds in the next couple weeks with more soil and or compost. And I want to move one of my garden beds. So the one last year that had some spicy peppers, I had my jalapenos in that bed. It was all brand new soil, which I find the first year that I fill up a garden bed, nothing in there really does super well. I find it's kind of challenging to get some of that soil more kind of established. Meaning like there's, even if I put some soil additives in there, it just doesn't perform as well as like my garden beds with 2 or 3 year old soil. It's just how it works for me. So hopefully moving it, it's in the way, like that's the main reason why I want to move it, of my crawl space where we're now keeping and storing a bunch of, you know, Christmas decorations and things like that. So it just needs to be moved anyways. But I'm hoping moving the soil, I can see in the soil, make sure there's no grubs or kind of issues underneath the soil, and then shift it all around, put some additives in it, make sure the soil is doing better for next year and is prepped ahead of time. So I can have hopefully a little bit of a better year, because I do like the size of that garden. I like it as a pepper garden or a pepper bed because it's a nice height, and my pepper plants get to be about 2 feet, sometimes 3 feet tall, and it's just a nice height. So I am going to reuse it. I do need to move it in the next couple weeks. Okay, here's what I've started. The Keystone bell pepper, Big Jim, Murayowski, I think is how I'm pronouncing it, King of the North bell peppers, Shishitos, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Yellow Monster, 1, 2, 3, 4. The way that I label my plants in trays is I'll always face all the tags going forward. And if there's only one and there's an empty cup behind it, that's the same label, if that makes sense. So this is Keystone, Keystone, King of the North, King of the North, Murayowski Purple, Big Jim, Big Jim. Obviously the labels are facing me. That way I don't have to do a ton of labels in every single cup. And I never ever move them out of these containers, so I always know what it is. And I've really liked the smaller trays. They fit all the cups perfectly, but they're a little bit easier. They fit slightly better than my longer flat trays. I think they've just been kind of my favorite. I've really preferred these ones over the ones that I've used in the past. This is what my windowsill currently looks like. A lot of just green leaves. This is what I just put together, and then I'll quickly show you the greenhouse. This is the one I just put together yesterday. So I had a couple plants that needed to be separated. There's a lot of plants that are just popping up. This is the emerald bell pepper. This is a Chinese giant bell pepper. This one did really well for me last year as well. There's the King of the North, the Ash County. Some tomatillos that haven't, oh, one came up. Okay, I was gonna say, didn't do very well, but I was wrong. I have some tomatoes that are ready to be separated. Some of these were really old seeds, so I'm not terribly surprised that some of them are not coming up and others are. These are more, wow, I have a lot of the King of the North. I didn't realize I just started another one too. Oops, that's okay. I've got Big Jim's, Yellow Monster. Here's another of the Murayowski Purple. A lot of these are Paprika over here. Buena Mulata, a Yellow Monster. Again, I already have some of these, but I definitely felt like I wanted some more. I've got onions all over the place. I have multiple stages of onions, which is great. Oh, look, little shishitos. 2 more Tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. This is my favorite type right now. The past couple of years, it's been pretty dang successful. And then down here, I've got some herbs and some flowers I'm starting early. Normally, I don't start flowers early, but I'm testing it out this year to see if starting them this early is better. I'm sure the bees will be happy with it. Here's some purple basil, oregano, a couple small things popping up. Looks like this basil's about to pop. There's a tiny little leaf down there. Here's the other one. I wrapped them in these car sun covers, like they go on your dash, you know. I cover them because these lights are really, really bright, so it's kind of insanely bright in here if I don't use these. Also keeps the light from, you know, staying in. All the light doesn't escape, so it just makes the area brighter. It also retains a lot of heat from these lights, so it's warmer in here. I don't need to use any heat mats or anything like that. This is a system I've been using for 3 or 4 years now, and it's been working really, really well. I've got some lettuces, some foxglove back there, rosemary, chamomile, marjoram, savory, more lettuce, a bunch of broccoli that really needs to be thinned out or taken outside. I might start hardening them off and see if they'll do okay now that it's warmer. Even if the temps start to go down again, I think they should be okay. Here's where all my onions are. I've got a bunch of different types this year. And some plants that I've just completely ignored and kept them all in one cup, which is not a good look, but it is what it is. And then, as the queen of starting too many bell peppers, or too many peppers in general, I have more jalapenos, more cayennes, more buena mulatas. This is a Magyar bell paprika pepper. This one's new to me. Not the best success rate with the seeds, but I do see one back there just popping up, which is great. I've restarted. I put 1 seed per container for most of these. And then the ones that pop up, fantastic. The ones that didn't, I just put a new seed in, so it's really not wasting much at all. All right, that's it for me. I gotta get back to a couple more things. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for being patient with me while I get through life and the world right now. Hopefully I'm not taking any more breaks, especially as the springtime is really just around the corner and we're getting ready for this. So I'll update you on my seeds as they go, and I'll let you know when I start more seeds. Let me know what you're growing this year, and I hope you guys have a good one. See you in the next one.